Welcome back to another video. We are finally getting back a little bit on the GT500. As you can see, it's sitting right here. And well, it's really been sitting. I haven't really had much motivation to do stuff with it, but finally the truck is coming to a close with transmission done and everything. I really just need to let things sit a little bit just to recover financially from a lot of this stuff. We're kind of going hardcore between the wheels and tires, transmission, racing the car and everything like that, especially a lot of these long trips. So kind of taking things slow for a little while in terms of the GT500, and it's been that way for a little bit now, but things are settling down finally, so we should be able to get back into it at least a little. So today we're just doing something simple. I developed a belt squeak a while ago, and I thought it was the supercharger that was having a clearance issue. Back with, if you guys remember when the race happened, I had broken my supercharger bolts on the front end trying to replace pulleys. That was trying to tackle that issue. Well, it turns out I have an idler pulley that sits right below the supercharger. I'll show you guys in a minute. So I went ahead and ordered this guy right here. It's a Billet Specialties idler pulley, just with the stock. This is the one that they'll usually replace with the 90mm to get a little bit more belt wrap and take up some extra slack. However, I don't see a reason to. I have an auxiliary idler that will take all the slack I need out of it. So there's no point in really getting different size pulleys. So I just went with the stock 76. So it is what it is. But the other thing is, I don't know if you guys can tell, but the car is absolutely filthy. She's been sitting in here while I've been doing a lot of woodwork, getting flooring and stuff done in the house, which is mainly where most of my business, or why I've been busy. So we're gonna go ahead and get this thing cleaned up after we install the pulley, and hopefully take her for a little drive, get in some boost. I put the 3-inch pulley back on because there's no reason to be running around with the 2.7 if I'm not drag racing it right now. So the car's been doing great though. It just needs to, get cleaned up and go out for a little drive, have some love. And then if you're here about, if you also watch the channel for the semi wheels and all that stuff, found my issue with the vibration. So the wheel is currently at a shop right now, just getting held on to until I can get a replacement one of these. I went ahead and ran it on the truck, and I jacked the rear end up because I was sick and tired of trying to, I figured maybe I could visually see what's going on. Turns out I did. On the driver's side inner wheel, you can see in this video right here, as the camera comes down a little bit and you can see it spinning, there's literally a lump somewhere in this tire, and I don't know of a good way to get that fixed. I thought about looking at tire shaving, but nobody does that anymore, so it's really hard to find. Warranty replacement, and it's been about a week and a half now, and they've submitted the claim, but I haven't heard anything back yet, so I just keep bugging them every once in a while. Hopefully I can get a new tire out of this because I literally can't use this thing. It looks pretty good, but somewhere around here there's a high spot on one edge, and that's where my vibration's coming from. The second video is pretty much underneath the truck, and you can see it pretty clearly against the floor, but steady. You can see it bumping up and down there. So that's the issue with that. So once we get that new tire on, the semi wheels will go back on the truck, and we should be good to go. But that's, that's what's going on right now with that. But that's not what this video is about, so we're gonna go ahead and pop the hood on the car, get this pulley changed out, shouldn't be too bad, then take it outside, get it washed up, go for a little drive, should be pretty good. I believe this is the American Racing heavy-duty temperature tensioner, if I'm not mistaken, but that thing, good grief, that thing sucks to get out of the way, right there. But this is our offending pulley right here. You can kind of see, I don't know, I'm gonna try and hold it super still and see if you can see it moving back and forth. But regardless if you can see it or not, I can feel it. And that's our guy right there that we're gonna replace with the new one. So let's go ahead and pull it out. So one bolt right there. No clue what size that is, probably a 15. Really tight access, so we're gonna see how well that works to come out. But without further ado, we'll see what's going on. This is the auxiliary tensioner I was talking about right here. So this will take up an extra belt slack. Usually they do 90 right there, so it has to come down a little further. But this does more than enough, so we don't need to have a bigger pulley in the bottom area. All right, so this is our pulley. Honestly, it's not what I was expecting. So this bolt that holds it in, it's a 14mm. And it turns out they actually have a dowel protruding from the motor. That's the proper size to keep this thing centered. I was expecting the bolt to be the right size, but hey, it is what it is. But when you pull it off, you won't be able to hear it, but I can visibly feel that there's quite a bit of movement in the bearing right here. So it feels pretty smooth. You don't hear anything when you rotate it. It's pretty quiet, but a little bit of movement will do it. So we're gonna go ahead and pop on the new one. All right, so this is our new one. It's gonna go on right here as I showed you earlier, and be honest, it's actually way lighter weight than the old one. You can see they have all these little weight savings cuts in here and some other stuff, so hopefully it holds up, but should be good to go. These things are not cheap, by the way. An OEM one is, you're looking at, the cheapest I saw was on Rock Auto for about $70 up to $130 for a freaking idler pulley. But this is about $65, which is why I just went with the aftermarket one, and we'll see what happens. Let's go ahead and get this thing on. Well, remember I was saying you could like just barely feel the other one being wobbly? Made a mistake. Turns out, I figured I'd feel the other pulley as well as at it. It's this one. This is the one that's especially bad. See it right there? I don't know. I don't know if you can see how much movement there's in there. That's actually my culprit, so whoops. Turns out I bought something for nothing. Probably still a good upgrade. I'm gonna put it on anyway, but that's definitely our bad pulley. Cannot believe I made the mistake. So that sucks. Let me go ahead and pop that guy off and see how that one feels real quick, but damn, mistakes are made. Well, we live and learn. Well, let's went ahead and order the replacement pulley for the one that's actually bad. I'm gonna keep this one and go ahead and pop it on anyway. It is a lot lighter weight, and the other one had a tiny bit of play. But yeah, the other one was by far the bad one. Mistakes are made, so I guess we'll come back to the video once the new one comes in. So go and pop this guy on, and then come back in a couple days, I guess. I want to go ahead and give the old car a detail while we're waiting for the pulley to show up. So let me go ahead and knock that out. The engine bay is pretty gross, at least the engine bay detail, let me rephrase that. But yeah, it's kind of gross. Has been a long time since it's been cleaned up. So might as well make it look pretty good, and then we'll get back to it. Alrighty guys, that's gonna do it for this video. It's crazy how much a little bit of effort goes into cleaning up the engine bay. There was no one part that was particularly bad. However, after it's all clean, it looks substantially better. Looking at the details, everything like just comes together to make a really nice package. So very happy with cleaning it up. Honestly, I could probably spend several more hours just, you know, going to town on just little pieces here and there. I mean, there's a lot of little details in this car that probably need to get refreshed. It's getting, you know, 2007. It's getting a little older in years, so things are starting to like show a little bit of corrosion here and there. There's a little bit of this, that, and the other. The aluminum's not perfect. So I do think at some point I'm gonna eventually detail the ever living crap out of this thing, like really pull it apart. Actually, probably when the engine bay comes out, that'll be or when the engine comes out to get that built, prime time to go ahead and do all that stuff. But for right now, I think it's looking pretty good. So that's gonna do it for today's video. Like I was saying, I'm waiting for that other pulley to come in. Once that comes in, I'll pull it out, detail the outside, and go for a little drive. Pretty wild. I really thought I ordered the right one, and I even remember like feeling it and everything. I guess when I looked on the diagram though, I, you know, just confused myself and ordered the wrong one. But happens to the best of us. I'm not the best of us, but it is what it is. Happens anyway. So like I was saying, I will see you guys in the next one. Take it easy and have a great day.